Hello, everybody. Delisa here.
Hi, I'm Brandy. Nice to meet you guys.
Yay! We're excited to be here with you today. So if you are a regular watcher, you know that we jump on about once a week and we take your questions and we give you some psychic insight. And today, Brandy's not only a psychic medium, but she's also an angelic shaman. And so we're excited to welcome her onto our Facebook Live videos this week. If you're tuning in, please go ahead and comment on the video and let us know, where do you live? We'd love to know where our viewers are from. You know, we have a lot of people that tune in from Las Vegas since that's where we're physically located. Yes. But we actually have a lot of people internationally that tune in as well. So it's fun to know where you're watching from. So thanks so much for tuning in today. I'm going to talk a little bit about Venus Retrograde. Yes. So I am not an astrologer, but I do like to read about the energies that are happening. And fabulous Venus Retrograde is just starting, and it's been in a shadow period for a while now, but it's really active now until the middle of November, and then it will go into another shadow period in like mid-November. I think it even goes into December some, but check the facts on that. But Venus retrograde is kind of known for bringing relationship energy to the forefront, purging out energy.
Yes.
You may even feel that your exes are starting to come back into the picture. So what I would suggest is take a really deep breath, and if you're feeling this energy and the purging and wondering if you should get back together with your ex, I would really, really suggest you just take a deep breath and figure out what the lessons are that you're supposed to learn from that relationship and move forward with grace and ease and love and try to figure out what the lessons are that you're supposed to learn in all of your relationships. And if the Venus retrograde and what I just said makes sense, let us know. Are you feeling it?
Well, even if you're in a current relationship that you are absolutely in love with, there are definitely things that are going to surface in the relationship, and having like a huge shedding process to further or increase your relationship or to better your relationship. So just be patient and know that this is a shedding process. Be patient with your partner. Tell them you love them. And embrace what they're going through and support them and be strong.
Yeah, good point. I do like to throw in a little bit of education into the videos as well in regards to oils. Yes. And so, I use oils in all of my sessions. I believe wholeheartedly in aromatherapy. So the oil I selected today is bergamot, and I've been using this one a lot recently. Bergamot is a citrus fruit, but I've been using it especially on clients that need to reduce stress and anxiety. It's like the Zen oil right now that I'm using. If you want information or you've thought about getting into oils, send us a private message. I'll give you some more information. We do a lot of teleconferences and free classes around the oils for those of you that are in our Spirit and Spark oil community. So
I actually use a lot of oils in mixing of my herbal smudges.
Herbal smudges. Oh, cool. Yeah. So, Brandy, why don't you tell us, we said you're an angelic shaman, you're a psychic medium. I've heard the word shaman, and I've had the privilege of having a session with you. Maybe people are not too familiar with what a shaman is, and they may not even realize what an angelic shaman is. That might be the first time they're hearing that. So can you tell us a little bit about what it means to be an angelic shaman? What does that entail?
Well, the way that I'm not actually a traditional shaman, but I do shamanic work with the angelic realm. So the angelic, beings and high vibrational beings have taught me how to do shamanic work in a more lighter way. So I thank my family for teaching me the principles of traditional shamanism, but as shamanism found me, and my energy matched more of the angelic realm than the traditional earthy, more physical way of doing shamanism. So that's how it found me.
Yeah, and you do a lot of work with angels, as you were just mentioning. And you and I have had conversations about some of the angels that you work with and what they assist you with. I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but is there a couple of maybe archangels that we can share with the people watching today that maybe you feel like they could call on those archangels for different things happening in their life? Do you have a couple of like go-to archangels?
Yeah, well, what's coming forward right now actually is Archangel Michael, which is one of my primary archangels that work with me in every single session. But another archangel is Archangel Jeremiel, that works with life evaluations and helps comes and brings forward a lot of things that you might be wanting to purge in your life, or things that you've done in your past that you may not be proud of, things that you can, know that karma can be cleared in this life at any moment you choose. So Archangel Jeremiel works really well with that. And that's been a lot of what's been coming forward. And he actually brings a lot of soul pieces forward.
Soul pieces. So some people watching may not understand what it means to have soul pieces. So can you talk a little bit about soul pieces or how the soul may fragment?
Well, every single instance is different. And so if a lot of people will hear that traumatic experiences, deep depressions, things like witnessing or being in any traumatic event, such as like murders or, anything heavy. I'm sorry to say it like that. But, a lot of what causes our soul to fragment are negative experiences. So any experience like that will cause your soul to fragment. And what I mean by that is the soul, a little teeny piece of your soul fragments off during the moment of disassociation from the problem to deal with it. So that's kind of how it all works. And when that light leaves us, negative takes place. And that's how we experience negative emotions and why we have emotional triggers and why, things affect us in a negative way. It's because we're holding on to that experience. And when you're ready to heal from that, hence as to why Archangel Jeremiel has been doing a lot of work with all of you, is really making you aware of the things that affected you in a negative way, whether it's something that someone did to you or it's something that you've done to another person. You are being asked to let go of that negative experience, choose love over fear every single time. And so when that happens, love always conquers all. So you want to receive the healing, and that's how people find me. They're ready to reconnect with themselves in that way.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah,
and for everybody watching, Brandy is a member of the Spirit and Spark team. We love her. Yeah. And she does sessions here in Las Vegas. But not only that, we were just talking before we went live, and she does have the option of doing this work with you over the phone as well. So if you're not able to make it to Las Vegas, or you feel more comfortable receiving it over the phone at home, just let us know. You can send us a private message for Spirit and Spark, or just go to spiritandspark.com, and we'd be happy to put you in contact with Brandy so you can get the healing that you need.
A lot of what I've noticed and is when people are in a deep, dark place, they don't want to come to a place of business, or sometimes they're self-conscious about what they're wearing or what they look like, or how this experience has affected their life in maybe a physical way, or they can't socialize, so a lot of these negative experiences affect us in a negative way. When I actually had a client that struggled with leaving her home, and that's why I developed that session where I can use my drum to do distant healings, and it was just something that she said saved her life. And she was like, I could definitely feel you in the room. I could definitely feel the energy moving through my body. I could definitely feel the tingling sensations. And she said she felt extremely lighter. She had a lot more clarity in the way that she could think and process emotions. She, received a lot of like 3 soul retrievals in that session, I believe.
Wow.
But so, the distant healings, they definitely are not less effective. Sometimes they can be more effective because in the space that we work in, etherically, there is no time or space, so nothing really exists. But we won't get into that.
Yeah, that's another video, another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned your drum.
Yes.
And so for all of you watching the video today, Brandy's actually going to be at the very end of our video doing a drumming session. It'll be a couple of minutes, and the energy of the drum will come through to you on this video. And we invite you to listen to that, to share the video, so that people that you know and you yourself can receive that healing through the energy of the drum today too. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I think so. And as you're listening to this video, let us know what questions you have, either about what Brandy does as an angelic shaman, or if there is a question that you would like us to look at about your life. We're happy to start taking...
Saying they can't hear me very well because I'm speaking too slow.
Oh, okay. So we'll have Brandy speak up a little bit. Thank you for letting us know. So yeah, we will start taking questions now if there is something that you would like to know about your own life, anything you'd like clarity on. So psychic is different than mediumship, right? So psychic is more about something that you want to look at about your own life, something that you would like clarity or direction on. So be specific with your question. It helps, especially in this format when we have such a limited amount of time. So we're going to stick with psychic questions, so things about your life you'd like information on. Mediumship we also do, but just not on the video. Mediumship is a completely different frequency. And mediumship is connecting with your loved ones in spirit. And so if there is someone on the other side that you'd like us to connect with, we both do those sessions, but we also have other members of the team that do those sessions as well. And again, you can request those on spiritandspark.com, so make sure you go there. Or, of course, you can send us a private message on Facebook. Okay, we've got a question coming forward. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got your cards. I've got some cards. I've been using these cards more and more. They're called The Answer is Simple, and I love them. They're very simple. You'll see as we start using these. I've used them in a video in the past. And the way that I use cards is I'll shuffle them, and you can do the same thing at home. You can take your favorite deck or get a deck that aligns with you, and I just shuffle and watch a card to start coming out, okay? So let's go ahead and take a question.
Yeah.
I know it's your first time jumping in here. This is exciting.
I have to admit, I am a little nervous at first.
Don't be nervous. It's just people on Facebook, and they send us lots of good love and energy, okay?
All right.
Okay. Oh, we have a new viewer. Thanks for tuning in, Carrie Ann. Again, tell us where you're from. Give us your city, give us your state. We love to know where our viewers are watching from. Okay. Jennifer's mentioning, I believe that she's an empath. So I think a lot of the people that align with our videos and our energy of spirit and spark are very empathic. You might be wondering, what the heck is being an empath? So how I describe it is you can go into a room and feel the energy, feel someone that may be in your space, and you know what they're feeling without ever saying a word.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's communicating with energy.
Yes.
Can be fun at times.
If you think that might be you can absolutely go on Google and search, being an empath or being empathic. And it will give you some really useful information of how to make sure that you are cleared so that you're not taking that energy forward. Because sometimes when you're empathic and you're picking up other people's energy, you can sometimes confuse what's yours and what belongs to other people.
Yes.
And so making sure that you are clear and your energy is clear will really help a lot. Okay, so make sure that you submit questions. We like to know specifically what it is that you're asking for today. This is interesting. A card just popped out, and it says lend a hand. So whatever you feel you can do in your own life, they're saying to keep balance between you and other people is going to be key. Yes, be kind, lead with kindness, lead with love. Always choose love over fear. but also make sure that your life is in balance and the energy of your life remains in balance. What I mean by that is don't feel like you have to keep giving yourself to people that are not in a place of accepting it, and then in turn it runs your own battery down. So just be mindful of who you're spending time with and what they're contributing. It needs to be kind of that equal exchange of give and receive. So keep that in mind. We love you. We got and a hello from the UK.
Oh,
that's
yay.
awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. So Elizabeth is asking, what can you tell me about what I'm currently experiencing? Okay, so let's just tune in and see energetically what comes up with Elizabeth. So let's just tune in for a moment here. I'm getting a lot of like anxiety and anxious energy.
Yes.
One thing that's coming forward that they're showing me, and the way that my messages come forward is I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, and clairsentient. It means I have clear seeing of visions, and I use a psychic dictionary. I can get into that on another day. And then I hear things through words and phrases, and I also get messages in my physical body. One of the things that was coming forward for you is very specific, but making sure that you are taking care of yourself, kind of back to what we were just talking about, keeping things in balance, but taking a time out for yourself. And they were showing me specifically my symbol for Epsom salt baths, which I know is like really specific, but like tuning into yourself, what your body needs, what your spirit needs to re-energize.
Right. Well, that's exactly kind of the way that I'm feeling, a lot of cleansing. But when I feel your energy, it just feels a little closed. And I feel like you're hesitant on choosing something or choosing a new opportunity or allowing yourself to receive something. There's a little bit of anxiety around choosing one or the other. I feel like there's a choice that you're trying to make, and it's making you feel a little introverted right now, which is totally okay because that's how we make decisions. You know, I know that if I have a choice that I'm trying to make, what I'll do is I'll go inside, I'll meditate, and I'll spend time in my sacred space, which is my body, and connected to my higher self, and I will ask, and surrender to whatever it is that Spirit needs me to do. So that's where I feel your energy might be, where you might be having a challenge, and I feel that you're just a little closed off, but that's normal. So embrace it and know that you're going to make the right decision.
Yeah, perfect. And you can ask your spirit team, your angels, your spirit guides, beings of white light, however you want to refer to it, or universe, and ask them to send you on the pathway that is in your highest and best interest with as much grace and ease as possible, and setting that intention every day. One thing that I've said and shared before is, I'll wake up and say, I opened my highest potential with grace and ease.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I just want to share a message that I was just spending some quiet time alone before the video started, and I thought, what does Mother Earth want to share with us? What is it that, what messages do they need to hear? And I was just looking at the mountains because we have a great view here at Spirit and Spark, and the mountains were just like, stand your ground, remember your wisdom that you've learned over many lifetimes. Allow the elements to heal you, allow to embrace the wind that blows through the mountains. Think about you as embracing the wind, the water then streams that run through the mountains, the healing energy that happens there. Allow yourself to change, because mountains do evolve and do change in shape over a long period of time. So change is everlasting. It's something that's just inevitable, and energy is always changing and things like that. So, the mountains had a beautiful message to share with you, and so that's what I wanted to share with all of you guys.
What a beautiful message to share.
Yeah, and stand your ground. Remember that you're powerful. Remember how old you are, even if you're in this lifetime. It's just this is just your first. Maybe for some not your first, but your human experience. This is one and only experience that you are mindful of. So be careful on how you judge yourself. Just remember how big you are. Remember there's an energy out there that is way bigger than you. So that was what they wanted to share.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
The card that came forward also as a message I feel for Elizabeth, but then the other folks watching today is connect with your soul family. And this was another thing that was coming in before the video was, be mindful of who you are spending time with. Who are you investing energy in? It goes back to that Venus retrograde point as well. Just even if your circle is small or you feel like your circle is getting smaller, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
Step into your full power. Own your power. Don't give it away. I see clients all the time where it feels like they keep handing their power over to people, and you don't have to do that.
No,
Yeah.
you can just hold space for people. When they're going through something, you can just share loving energy and hold space for them. There was somebody on here, I think her name is Michelle, and I think this is the third time I've seen her question, and I want to answer it. I know, I'm speaking so softly. I'm so sorry. She's asking
Something
about
about
her
finances,
and does she see a career change? See, there she says it again.
Perfect.
So,
Good timing, Michelle.
I've been called to answer her question.
Okay, go
3
for
times.
it. Okay, perfect. So let's tune into Michelle.
Yes.
So I often ask Spirit to show me a trajectory. So what they'll show me is because I have a business background, and they'll show me a financial chart. And so whenever I have a client and they want to look at money, I'll say, show me a trajectory for finances for this person. And they'll give me the lines. And even yesterday, I had a client and she asked me the same question. And I tuned in and I could see the little chart going like this. And then I saw, whoop, straight up. And I said, okay, Spirit, show me a timeline. And they said 12 to 18 months. I was like, oh, perfect. And so I shared that with her and I said, do you have any idea? And she knew exactly what was going to be happening in that time frame.
Nice.
So let me look at your financial trajectory.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, it feels a little bit scattered. It definitely has dips and ebbs and flows in your financial chart. I do see something coming. I'll just kind of show you with my hand. It starts to go up, and then it kind of plateaus.
That's what I was saying.
Okay. Yeah, and so I
that.
do see a change. I see an increase, but then I see it leveling off.
Yeah, I do see a really great pause for a little while. I don't know what that's
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So like that plateau,
Yeah,
kind
that
of like,
plateau.
I wouldn't say flat lines because I think that word describes something dying or I don't want to imply that, but I see it like stabilizing. We're going to use the word stabilizing for your finances. And I do see a change happening for you. Yeah, it almost feels like 3 to 4 months is where I feel like things are going to start to shift. They're taking me like towards the end of the year, January, February. So just keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Jennifer's saying something about changing and helping people and changing her passion in her full-time job, but hasn't been able to separate from a 9 to 5. We get that a lot here. People that come in and they say, I really want to change. I want to start my own business, but they feel trapped. And so there's this illusion of fear and that if they make these changes and take the leap of faith, that things are going to fall apart or they don't know how it's all going to look and feel. And so that makes them very skittish. And I would absolutely encourage you and anyone watching, if you feel you're being called to do something different, you're being called to do more, I don't want you to question it. Spirit's giving you that for a reason.
Yes.
Don't waste it, but get the heck out of your own way. Stop sabotaging it.
Literally, as she was talking and the energy was in there, this card came out and it says expectations. And it's release your own expectations of what you think people should be doing. We were born and we're raised and we're programmed to think that we have to get up, go to school, we have to go to work, we have to work X amount of hours to make X amount of dollars, and we hold these expectations of ourselves, and what we don't realize is that we're actually limiting ourselves in this aspect. So release any expectations that you have on yourself right now and be open to receive whatever it is that Spirit has in store for you, because it always provides. When you're in alignment with what you're doing, and you're in alignment with what Spirit has in store for you, and you're surrendering completely to what that is, regardless, you will be rewarded. I hope I'm speaking louder now.
Yeah. If you're still having an issue with hearing us, please let us know. But yeah, so one thing that Spirit kept saying as you were talking was they need to ask themselves, are you working to live or are you living to work?
Yeah.
Get more mindful with the work that you're doing in the world, okay? And the card, of course, that came forward for this question is, you are not afraid. Perfect.
Yeah, that is.
Perfect for what we were just talking about. You are not afraid. Stop getting in your own way. We're going to take another question in a moment, and then we're going to do the drumming, and you're going to all enjoy the energetic drumming, which I'm so excited for. I've experienced it, and I love it, and I'm woohoo! Yeah, and so do you want to quickly talk? You have for anybody that's in Las Vegas, Brandy does lead regular energy circles. She's actually got one tonight. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
It's called the Meditation with Michael, the Archangel, and I do a lot of my shamanic work in this circle as well. But Archangel Michael is one of the most prominent energies that will be in there, cutting all cords. That is tying you down to either an old job, an old relationship. I think that's perfect for the Venus retrograde.
Yes.
I mean, and cutting cords, I want to just say this really quickly. Cutting cords doesn't mean you're cutting away that person, which cutting cords usually means you're cutting that emotional tie or that energetic exchange that's negative, and you're just you being you and the other person being them, and it's not negatively influencing you, and you're not sharing energy in that way. So whether you're wanting to move on from a different job, or you're wanting to move on from a different relationship, or maybe the relationship is not healthy and you'd like to just separate yourself for a little while, until that's exactly what that's all about. So Archangel Michael will be in that space to help you with that.
So that's tonight at 6 o'clock if you happen to be in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
If not, remember, she does do private sessions, so you can send us a private message on Facebook or go to spiritandspark.com and request a session with Brandy. And if you're interested in doing what we do, right? And so you've kind of always thought maybe you've got a gift, and maybe you feel like exploring this more, and you think that you could do what we do. I would encourage you to look on spiritandspark.com. We have online classes that are on there, and I teach psychic development. So there's online classes on there, level 1 and level 2. So make sure you go on there and check them out. You'd start with level 1, and I review all of your homework, and I help you fine-tune your craft, and I take a look at that. But our full class calendar is on spiritandspark.com, and we'd encourage you to check that out and request your private sessions with us. We'd love to work with you. Even if you're international, we do Skype sessions as well.
Do you ever work with Metatron?
Do you ever work with Metatron?
Oh, I laugh at that because, yes, actually, he's not one of my primary ones that personally work with me, although he probably works on me without me knowing. But Metatron definitely has a sense of humor, and I know someone very close to me that carries that energy within his own being. So to say that I work with Metatron, I would say yes. Yes, it's very challenging, but I do. He's a seraphim angel.
Oh, so, beautiful,
yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, we do infuse, some of us on the Spirit and Spark team, Seraphim Blueprint Energy, which is a whole other session. But yeah, and then we love you both, love your energy. You made me smile. Oh, that's so sweet.
You.
Yeah. We got an awesome on your Metatron. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm feeling really called to start the drumming.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
I have one last thing I need to share.
Okay, go for it.
And it just came
And we'd
out.
like to close with a message for everyone, and then we'll do the drumming.
And
so please share it.
I've been shuffling, not looking at my deck, and this card has been staying at the bottom of my deck. So, one last message. I hope you all can hear me. Changing your perception of things. One of the things that I've really encourage people to do is change the way, if you change the way that you look at things, then the things that you look at will change. And so changing your perception of something and releasing the expectation. Let's look at the other card that came through too. You know, releasing expectations of what you think things should be and realize and love them for where they're at, whether it's a person, place, or thing, and just embracing it. So change your perception, maybe looking at things a different way, you know, asking spirit in your mind or in the way that you're feeling, just to release the expectation and allow yourself to maybe see things in a different way.
Beautiful.
So that's what this card was. And it stayed at the very bottom of my deck every single time I was shuffling. Every time I looked, I'm like, oh, okay, it's still there. Up, still there. Need to say something about this card.
Well, yeah, and the lady who asked about Metatron, you can see on here, she said expectations breed disappointment.
Yes. And
yeah,
it's
perfectly
so true,
stated.
because you're closing yourself off to opportunities, you know. And when we hold on to a certain expectation, we definitely, how can I say this when we hold on to an expectation, let me just see how this is going to want to come out. Like she said, it leads to disappointment, but it also closes off opportunities of knowledge. You know, of knowledge, of wisdom. You know, it's closing yourself off altogether when we hold our expectations. It's only seeing with these sets of eyes instead of this one.
Mm-hmm. Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
So don't get caught up in what only these can see. Remember that you have a different way of looking at things through your third eye, and that's the way that God or Spirit wants to allow us to see. That's the truth, is what we can see here.
Your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the feeling.
That needed
yeah.
to come out.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Everyone, yeah, we needed to hear that. So before you start drumming,
Yes.
for everybody watching this video, is there something that you want them to do? Do you want them to set an intention?
I'm glad that you
Do you
said
want
that.
them to close
Yes.
their eyes? Like, how do you want them to receive
Yes.
the energy of the drum?
Well, I'm going to say exactly what I always say. The drumming is very powerful, and when I do a release with my drum, this is my drum. I'll
show
you.
them. Beautiful.
I want you to close your eyes and go into your a very safe place in your mind. So whether it can be anywhere in the entire world, it can be something that you make up in your mind, but make sure that when you close your eyes and you make this place, you have the create it with the intention of it being safe. Okay? So another thing I like to share is that when I'm drumming, if you feel any discomfort coming up, negative emotions arising, I want you to take a deep breath and allow the chi energy to continue to move within your body, because the energy moving is your life force energy. And so if you're releasing something because of a negative emotion that you have or a negative feeling that you have, the energy that goes through with your breath is going to help release it more easily or more easier.
Yeah, perfect.
So go ahead and keep breathing as long as you're feeling the release, and then we'll carry on.
Perfect. So go ahead and close your eyes. Go to your safe space.
Yeah, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Envision that safe place in your mind. Yeah, that was amazing. I could definitely feel everybody on the other side. Thank you so much for holding space. Thank you so much for trusting me with your energy. I could feel all of you just really, really feeling that. Thank you so much.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And the light actually turned off while you were doing the drumming.
I did notice that.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Every time we do one of these videos, something happens. Yeah, and I could actually feel myself. I took myself to the water, the ocean, and I was standing with the waves coming in. I could feel wings, and I was flying over the ocean. It was beautiful. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes,
and if you want to comment and let us know what you felt during that beautiful drumming, please comment and let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And we just want to say, and we get
You're
very
welcome.
nice thank you, absolutely, thank you. And it was such a pleasure welcoming you onto our Facebook Live video.
Yeah, next time I won't be so nervous.
And thank you for blessing us and Spirit and Spark and everyone watching with your energy.
Yes.
And we're so grateful for everyone that tuned in to watch today. We hope to catch you on our next Facebook Live video. And in the meantime, go to spiritandspark.com to check out our class calendar, the online classes, and to request your private session. We'd love to have an
Absolutely.
opportunity to connect with you personally, okay?
Yes, thank you.
And we send you love and light to wherever you're coming from in the world today, and wherever you are on your journey. It's exactly where you're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And
And surrender and change the way that you look at things. And
Yeah.
the things that you look at will change.
Yeah, let go even more. With that, we will say goodbye until next time. Thank you.
Bye.